All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arakakodash. A double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And this lesson is going to be based off an article on RT, and it reads, Poland sees rise in food theft. High prices are behind increased shoplifting in grocery stores. Newspaper Rosette Pospolita reports. It says the number of shoplifting crimes in Poland increased by almost a third in 2022. A newspaper reported on Thursday citing police data. Statistics showed that the number of thefts increased by as much as 31.1% on an annual basis to over 32,000 cases. Out of 16 Polish regions, only Lublin reportedly did not record an increase in such crimes. So I looked up basically a little bit on Lublin, and they said it's basically like a cheap city to live in and to shop in. So, you know, less people are basically stealing from there. So it's probably, they also said it's a hub for education there. You know, they said they have like 5 or 6 universities there. So it sounds like they're making a lot of money in Lublin, man. And it's a manufacturing city as well. So, but outside of that, you know, they're stealing everywhere. So people everywhere else in these 15, you know, Poland regions are feeling the heat, man. You know, for them to go out and have to steal and to grab necessities to continue to live, man. Because if everything was good, it wouldn't be no theft, you know. If everyone had their pockets full, so to speak, they wouldn't be going to these grocery stores to steal food and to steal these other items that they're stealing. It says there, the rise in theft is a clear signal of the trouble on the market, right? Supply chain is broken, man. We understand that, hey, all these countries deal with supply and demand and manufactured goods, man, whether it be food, whether it be electronics, you know, so forth and so on. It says the rise in theft is a clear signal of trouble on the market. The president of Polish Trade and Distribution Organization, Renata Juszkiewicz, was quoted as saying soaring prices have been pushing people to commit such crimes, right? And inflation, man, which is soon going to turn into hyperinflation. And not only for Poland, man, this for all around the world. And it's going to hit America the hardest. It says she suggested, adding it was a huge challenge for stores while prompting further increases in operating costs. The report indicated that food was stolen most of all, followed by luxury items such as expensive perfumes and spirits, which is alcohol, as well as small electronics. Now, when I read that, I was thinking, why would they be stealing, you know, expensive perfumes, alcohol, and small electronics? Hey, well, we understand all those things can be sold back into the market, you know, which could get them a little bit more change in their pockets. If they're stealing expensive perfumes, hey, somebody wants those perfumes, man, as much as the alcohol as well. And that's to ease the pain of the troubles that they're going through, whether they're using it themselves or selling it back. And then small electronics are to be sold. But we understand this is all part of what the scriptures talk about, a famine. This is Ezekiel 4. And I'll start here at 9. Yep. It says, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. And thy meat which thou shalt eat by weight shall be by weight, meaning what? Rationing. 20 shekels a day from time to time shalt thou eat it. So it's a ration, man, because things are at a scarcity. It says, thou shalt drink also water by measure, which means what? You have to ration that as well. The 6th part of an hin, from time to time shalt thou drink. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. Hey, and we understand it was ultimately cow dung, you know, that was made out of. When you read and understand the account. But nevertheless, man, hey, these countries, and America as well, America is not exempt from these plagues that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is bringing. Just because it hasn't touched this place yet does not mean that it's not going to affect it. That is not what it means. That normalcy bias complex that Americans have is going to be ripped out of your spirit, man. You're going to have to deal with the troubles that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is bringing to this horde. And you will not have a remedy for it, man. Lest, hey, ye be in the bosom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and repent. And it's speaking for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of you. Hey, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua ain't coming to save all of the nation of Israel. He's coming back for that remnant, man. The 144,000, and the 1/3. And that's it. Now I'm going to grab another precept. This coming from the book of 2 Kings. 2 Kings 6 and 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head, right, a donkey's head, was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver, right? And that goes into, that actually happened, I believe, in Venezuela, Salaki. It happened in Venezuela. Their economy was failing, and what they did to basically get their economy back in shape, they sold dove's dung, man. They sold the dung of birds, man. They call it guano. They was basically selling fertilizer in order to boost their economy because it was nutrient dense. It was rich and nutrient dense, man. But nevertheless, this famine is going to happen again. It says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord Yahweh did not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said to me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Right, showing you the extent that they were going, just to further their lives, man. So we boiled my son and did eat him, and I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So it goes to show you, that when they say the saying desperate time calls for desperate measures, these people are going to do anything in that day, to ail the stomach pains, man, to bring forth relief unto that harshness upon their body. And right now, they're stealing from grocery stores. Soon it's going to be from neighbors, because we understand these grocery stores worldwide only hold a certain number or a certain supply of goods, man. So what do they do when a grocery store hires more security and they can't steal? Or the grocery store has already ran out of food. They look towards their neighbor for those goods, man. It says the Polish economy slowed in 2022 amid soaring inflation and a plunge in consumer spending brought on by the conflict in neighboring Ukraine and the impact of sanctions on Russia. Statistics show that inflation accelerated in the beginning of 2023, with consumer prices jumping 17.2% in January from a year ago, right? And that's heavy, man. Because that inflation, it don't say exactly what it hit, but it was probably just that was probably calculating the whole inflation of everything, talking about whether it be oil, gas, petroleum, food increase, rent increase, healthcare, all these things together. Yeah, it was probably a amalgamation of all of that. That's 17.2%, and that's a lot, man. That's almost a fifth. That's almost 20% increase in inflation. And guess what? They're not getting paid more. So the money that they was having stretch when it was below 17.2%, and they still have to stretch that to the 17.2 increase, man. It says economists are forecasting that inflation will continue to rise, with Poland projected to have one of the EU's highest rates this year. So the people in Poland about to be through, man. They're about to be through. And there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. And if we have brothers, that the elector out there, guess what? Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to take care of them men. They're going to, Yahweh Shemel Shai will take care of them men, of the elect in Poland, man. I want to grab one more precept, and I'm going to close out. This coming from the book of 2nd Esdras, 15. And 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Now this is 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? Their government officials, their senators, lawyers, all of these people in a government position. They're not going to regard them, man. Meaning what? They're going to be looked at as the average citizen, and it's going to be dog eat dog, man. It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Due to martial law and checkpoints. For because of the pride of their cities, they shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So your neighbor is going to be looking at you like a steak dinner, man. And the children are not excluded out of this. You know? If you're not covered by Yahweh Shema Shai, man, you are going to be marked for a judgment. Hey, so I just wanted to get into this article. You know, Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to bring, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Arakakodash. A double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.